Check that out. Telegram, that's kind of big news. They arrested the CEO of Telegram in France.
Really?
Oh,
Why?
yeah, you didn't hear that?
No.
Joe probably knows about that. He uses Telegram. He was charged with having committed criminal offenses, most of them seemingly related to the operation of Telegram. Basically, people using Telegram to sell drugs, to uh, do just different criminal activities, maybe child porn, stuff like that. I remember I read in the news there was one group that just traded animal torture videos, and they would have like monkeys that they would pay this people over in I shouldn't say the country because I'm not sure which country it was, but anyway, wherever these monkeys were common, pay them to torture these monkeys and buy the videos through Telegram. And so there was a lot of shady stuff. So basically, they're saying he didn't moderate Telegram like he should have.
Sounds like they were recreating the Silk Road.
Yeah, through a messaging app this time.
But that's different. I mean, all it is a messaging app. He didn't.
But it has a central server though that or whatever company owns Telegram owns.
So because he wasn't monitoring the conversations between two different people on a central server, he's liable?
Yeah, basically I think that's the gist of it. I just now put a link in the show notes.
You got to remember, you're dealing with Napoleonic law. You're guilty until proven innocent.
Okay, so it says EFF has a good article. It says there appear to be 3 categories of Telegram-related charges. First is the charge based on the refusal to communicate upon request from authorized authorities the information or documents necessary for the implementation and operation of legally authorized interceptions. This seems to indicate that the French authorities sought Telegram's assistance to intercept communications on Telegram. The second set of charges relate to complicity with crimes that were committed in some respect on or through Telegram. These charges specify organized distribution of images of minors with a pedopornographic nature, drug trafficking, organized fraud, and conspiracy to commit crimes or offenses, and money laundering of crimes or offenses in an organized group. The third set of charges all relate to Telegram's failure to file a declaration required of those who import a cryptographic system into France. Those are the 3 charges.
So basically, it sounds like France wanted the Telegram to let them snoop on their network. They said no. They said, "Well, fuck you. We're gonna ram you until you submit," because
he never submitted. So that's the arrest.
And he didn't submit, so they arrested him. And Trump made up a bunch of trumped up charges. How would anybody know if they can't get onto Telegram because it's all? How would anybody know that any of that stuff is actually happening through Telegram?
Maybe they had people infiltrating those groups, authorities.
So then they already have their way to get in there. Why are they worried about Telegram? All it is a communication device.
Because, well, Telegram is not just it's not a protocol though. It's a centralized messaging service like Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp.
So but that would be. Would you implement the phone company if people were doing nefarious things over the phone?
That's a good point. I don't know. Maybe
actually, phone systems have to have tap points on them. People don't realize that your telephone company, the FBI or somebody can tap in. Also, like you said, setting up a central server in France where they have different ideas about encrypted whatever is a dumb idea, and unfortunately, because he didn't register that he was doing encryption stuff and give the government the chance to say, all right, you can do your encryption, but we want to have backdoors, he's going down for that.
Well,
You know,
do we know that was something that was in place before he came there, or was that something that they created because he was there? And
I don't know at what time French. There have been countries that really frown on any kind of encryption, and I don't know how long France has been frowning on encryption that they haven't officially authorized.
yeah, well, you see that even in the U.S. where you know, government agencies try and say, give us a backdoor or we'll make you miserable.
right.
And I guess in some places it's legal to do.
Well, who was that guy who was who had a mail system? The government said that yes, he could be defended by a lawyer, but no, he couldn't talk to his lawyer about this stuff because it was national security stuff or whatever.
See, and here's something that I don't know. Maybe Joe knows. I know Telegram provides the way to communicate and the encryption, but do they have servers where media is stored, or is that stored on the client device?
That I don't know. I mean, it seems pretty stupid of them if they keep it on their servers.
Yes, it seemed like that would be
A
definitely
waste of fucking space.
stupid. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is that a lot of this is all that you brought an encryption system into a country where the government really likes to have the back door, and we're going to blame you for everything that was done wrong because you didn't give the back doors to us.
Now, did he bring it into that country, or did he create this and then people started using it in that country? That's
Well,
another question.
See, I don't know, because the charge just says failure to follow a declaration required of those who import a cryptographic system into France. To me, it sounds like there is a server in France. But like I said, I'm not a lawyer or anything. So
Well, also, there's a lot of countries who are trying to import or export their laws. Like Britain has said that if they want to go after Americans for hate crimes as defined in Britain.
For things that they post online. Yeah, I saw that too, and I saw some interesting responses to, you know, come try that shit.
Well, I think France may be doing the same thing for if a Frenchman can use your system, it has to be an authorized system.
See, you would think that if that material, that type of material, is actually on a Telegram server, that they would charge, you know, they would have some kind of charge for that. All it says is they're just complicit with crimes that were committed in some respect on or through Telegram. It doesn't say that they actually had it just says they were complicit with organizing the distribution of, not that they actually had possession of these images and things like that. So,
well,
I still think it sounds like bullshit that they're just trying to trump up some charges to get a backdoor into Telegram.
Yeah, I mean, it seems a little out there. Oh, and I want to mention this works.
Go beans.
Nice.
I mean, it's not the prettiest soldering job I ever did, but it works. Now I got to check and see if it connects to a computer.
But I would say when I used Telegram in the past, it was mainly for tech support because a lot of the manufacturers of single board computers like Orange Pi and Radshaw and Friendly Elec and stuff, they all have Telegram channels where you can ask questions instead of forums, you know. And I mean, they may have forums too, but you can get answers really quick on their Telegram channels. That's what I used it for mainly. But I would say if you want a private conversation with somebody, not to use Telegram. I think it's optimal for that.
Well, I mean, basically, Skype used to be decentralized. Now it's got Microsoft servers all over it. You know, a lot of these, anything that goes through somebody else's server is subject to somebody cracking. The French are just well, you got to remember that the French are part of the European Union, and they wanted to have everybody who posted anything or reposted anything registered as a publisher. They still have those regulations that they're trying to get enforced in the EU.
Oh yeah. If you don't properly cite or pay or blah blah whatever.
And you would have to register with whatever EU organization, because you would have to be cleared to be a publisher and republish or whatever you wanted to do. They were basically trying to have their own overlay where all the data would have to be secured through a EU license to be accessible from the EU.
Now here's an interesting part of the article. It says, in addition to the refusal to cooperate with the interception, it seems likely that the complicité charges also or instead relate to Telegram's failure to remove posts advancing crimes upon request or knowledge, specifically the charges of complicity in the administration of an online platform to facilitate an illegal transaction and organized distribution of images of minors with a pedopornographic nature, drug trafficking, and organized fraud. Oh, you're feeding back. Could likely be based on not depublishing posts. An initial statement by Hoffman, the French agency established to investigate threats to child safety online, referred to lack of moderation as being the heart of their investigation. Under French law, it is a crime to knowingly allow the distribution of illegal content or provision of illegal services or to facilitate payments for either. In particular, this potential lack of moderation liability bears watching. If Durov is prosecuted because Telegram simply inadequately removed offending content from the site that is generally aware of, that could expose most every other online platform to similar liability. So basically a setting precedent.
Basically, what they're saying is that in the French universe, the protections that are given to things like YouTube and whatnot don't exist.
Right. They said it could set precedents for other online platforms.
YouTube, while behaving as a publisher, has been hiding behind the fig leaf that they're not a publisher, therefore they don't have to do the fine-grained observation of everything that's posted on their site. In America, that flies, but in France, they want you to moderate everything. Which, of course, is impossible, but the French government can ask you to do it anyway.
Or they'll go the opposite way and over moderate like YouTube does, and you can't even talk about certain subjects regardless of what you're saying about them.
Yeah, well, but you see, YouTube is using the American protections, but if this is why YouTube and Google and a bunch of these other things can be shut down in certain countries because they are not following their rules for moderation or censorship or whatever. Now, Telegram is a small fry, so it's also a warning shot to everybody else that the French government has decided to stick their fingers into the pie, and you're going to have to deal with it.